Welcome to Mythos AI, your source for Cliff's Notes on complex subjects. Join Anna and Phil for yet another engaging conversation.
Let's get started with this deep dive. We're kicking things off with the answer to Quizzipedia Season 208, Question 10.
The category: film directors.
And the question. This Italian film director, born in 1920, is celebrated for his unique style that blends fantasy and Baroque imagery, creating some of cinema's most iconic works. Known for films like La Dolce Vita and 8½, he won multiple Academy Awards and greatly influenced the world of surrealist cinema. What is the name of this legendary filmmaker?
The answer is Federico Fellini.
We were exploring his life, work, and impact on cinema using the excerpt, Federico Fellini, the visionary master of surrealist cinema.
A great choice.
So Fellini, born in 1920, Rimini, Italy, and his childhood, surrounded by circuses and vaudeville.
Performances and spectacle really shaped his later films, larger-than-life, flamboyant characters, strong visual style.
Right. He moved to Rome, of course. Initially to study law, but
his passion was writing, illustration, led him to journalism and scriptwriting.
and then that pivotal collaboration with Roberto Rossellini.
1945, Rome, open city. A crucial experience.
Neorealism, for those who might not be familiar.
Post-World War II, Italy. Focus on social realism. Non-professional actors filming on location.
Rome, open city, was a landmark for the movement.
It showed Fellini the power of cinema, depicting social realities, engaging with politics.
It's fascinating how those early neorealist experiences influenced his shift later on.
Oh, absolutely. Towards that more surreal, fantastical style he became known for.
Fellini's influences were quite diverse, actually. Chaplin, Dali, Buñuel, Kafka, Pirandello.
An eclectic mix formed his artistic vision.
From silent comedy to surrealist painting, modernist literature. It's surprising to see such a range.
He synthesized these different traditions into something completely new. That was his genius.
So his early work reflected Italian neorealism, as we've touched on.
Yes, the hardships of post-war Italy. But he gradually moved towards a more personal style, more fantastical, exploring the inner lives of his characters, symbolism, dreamlike sequences.
And this shift is really clear in La Strada, 1954.
The story of a young woman sold to a strong man, brutal man, realism mixed with magic, symbolism.
It won him international acclaim, the first ever Academy Award for Best Foreign Language Film.
La Strada truly showcases his ability to create compelling characters, to explore those complex themes, visually stunning, emotionally resonant.
Now, on to some of his most iconic works. Let's start with La Dolce Vita, 1960.
The Sweet Life, a critical look at Roman high society in the late 1950s. Existentialism, the emptiness of that lifestyle, the search for meaning.
We follow a journalist navigating this glamorous but ultimately hollow world. Celebrities, socialites, intellectuals.
And of course that unforgettable scene, Anita Ekberg and the Trevi Fountain.
Perfectly captures the film's themes: beauty, desire, disillusionment.
La Dolce Vita was a huge success, critically and commercially. Won the Palme d'Or at Cannes, solidified Fellini's place as a major filmmaker.
Then in 1963, he released what is often considered his masterpiece, 8½.
Deeply personal, self-referential, a filmmaker struggling with creative block, played by Marcello Mastroianni.
The film goes into his memories, dreams, anxieties, desires, a glimpse into the creative process.
8½ is notable for its structure, very innovative. Flashbacks, dream sequences, fantasies, blended together seamlessly.
It really rewards multiple viewings. New layers emerge each time.
Even the title itself is a reference. Fellini considered it his 8½ film, counting a short film and another he contributed to.
And finally, we have Amarcord, 1973.
I remember. In the Romagna dialect, Fellini's adolescence in Rimini during the 1930s, the rise of fascism, nostalgic, often humorous look at that time, but also poignant. Growing up, the complexities of memory.
Personal memories blended with universal themes.
Another Academy Award for Best Foreign Language Film, Fellini's 4th Oscar.
One of his most personal and affecting works. Fellini's films have such a distinctive style.
Definitely. Those dreamlike sequences, that imagery.
He blends reality and fantasy. The lines get blurred.
Reflects human perception, Makes you question what's real, what's imagined.
His fascination with Carl Jung is clear there.
Oh, absolutely. Jung's theories about the collective unconscious, archetypes. You see them in Fellini's work.
These figures embodying instincts, universal experiences.
Like Zampano in La Strada, the strongman. Archetype of raw masculinity. And Gelsomina, so naive, that childlike purity.
They go beyond just being individuals. They become symbols.
Exactly. He uses them to dig into those deeper themes, psychological, philosophical. His films become these meditations on the human condition, our fears, desires that search for meaning.
Another hallmark. Exaggeration, spectacle.
He embraced the grotesque, the bizarre, extravagant sets, larger-than-life characters, visual opulence bordering on the surreal.
Like that parade scene in La Dolce Vita.
Mhm.
Giant statues, that chaotic atmosphere at the end. Almost nightmarish.
It creates this heightened reality, familiar yet distorted, reflecting memory, perception, how unreliable they can be.
And it lets him satirize society, right? The world of celebrity, spectacle.
He highlights the absurdity of it all. Social conventions, behaviors, a funhouse mirror exposing the flaws, but in a way that's entertaining, thought-provoking.
It's interesting because even though his films deal with these weighty themes, existentialism, disillusionment, they're also funny.
There's a playfulness, irony, absurdity.
It's like he's poking fun, but gently. Acknowledging life's absurdities, but without becoming cynical.
It balances the serious stuff, makes the
Right.
films more accessible.
Keeps them from being too heavy, right?
Exactly. He knew even when exploring those deep ideas, you need playfulness, human connection.
His use of music is also key.
Nino Rota, their collaboration was amazing.
The scores aren't just background music, they're part of the story. They convey emotion, ideas.
They add another layer to what you see, enhance that dreamlike atmosphere, create this powerful emotional resonance.
That haunting melody with Gelsomina in La Strada or La Dolce Vita. So exuberant, almost carnivalesque.
Rota's music captures the essence of Fellini's films, whimsical, melancholic, and so full of life.
They're inseparable, really, the films and the music.
It all comes together. The dreamlike sequences, exaggeration, humor, music. That's what makes something Fellini-esque. And it still influences filmmakers today.
Like Terry Gilliam. His work often has that fantastical imagery, social satire.
And David Lynch, exploring the darker side of the American dream. Surreal, dreamlike logic, very reminiscent of Fellini.
Even someone like Wes Anderson. Meticulous visuals, quirky characters. You can see traces of Fellini's influence.
It goes beyond specific filmmakers, genres. He changed how we see cinema, period. His work inspires filmmakers to push those boundaries, to explore human experience in new ways.
He reminds us cinema can be this powerful tool. Self-expression, social commentary, exploring the depths of the human soul.
Fellini's films are a gift, really. The power of imagination, the enduring beauty of cinema.
As we go deeper into his world, we need to keep those stylistic elements in mind. They're the key to unlocking the magic, the meaning in his films. So we've been discussing Federico Fellini, the life, the work, the iconic films, those unique stylistic elements.
And to really grasp his impact, we need to consider his legacy.
What did he change about cinema?
He broadened what film could be, really.
Before Fellini, most films followed traditional structures, beginning, middle, end,
He broke away from that.
embracing non-linear storytelling. Flashbacks, dreams, fantasies, a more fluid, subjective experience.
It wasn't just about telling a story, it was exploring the inner lives of those characters, the complexities of being human.
He challenged audiences to see film as art, as expressive, as thought-provoking as literature or painting.
And you see his influence in so many filmmakers who came after him, like Scorsese.
Scorsese often cites Fellini as a major inspiration.
That use of music, the exploration of flawed, complex characters, experimenting with narrative structure.
Then there's David Lynch.
Mulholland Drive, Blue Velvet, that same surreal, dreamlike quality you see in Fellini's work, delving into the subconscious, the dark side of desire, the anxieties of modern life.
And Terry Gilliam, that fantastical visual style, the social satire.
Brazil, Fear and Loathing. You see that blend of the absurd and the profound, just like in Fellini.
Even filmmakers who might not seem directly influenced, like Woody Allen or Wes Anderson.
There are similarities. Those quirky characters, navigating relationships, that search for meaning in a world that can feel so chaotic.
Fellini's legacy goes beyond any one filmmaker or genre, though. He changed how we think about cinema, period.
He showed us that film can be this powerful tool, exploring what it means to be human, challenging conventions, celebrating the beauty, the strangeness of life.
He gave us permission to dream on screen, to break free from reality, to create worlds that are both familiar and completely unique.
His influence is still felt today. New generations are discovering his work, finding inspiration in that bold vision. His films are timeless. They speak to something fundamental about the human experience. It transcends cultures, generations.
Federico Fellini was a true pioneer. He expanded what film could be. His legacy continues to inspire, to challenge us as filmmakers, as viewers. So next time you watch a film that breaks the mold, that dares to dream, that explores those deep emotions, with a touch of magic, a lot of heart. Remember Fellini? He was the maestro of cinematic dreams. And those films, they'll keep enchanting us, provoking us for generations to come.
Thanks for listening to Mythos AI. Stay tuned for more concise insights. And remember to hit the like button and subscribe for future episodes.